everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 Drink Minimum. So we're finishing up with Kona.
Yes.
Like a week later. It's been a hell of a week for both of us.
Indeed.
We're doing green first.
He's new.
This here we have is Ivan, which is another member of the family here. Did you know I actually found out that you're supposed to pour beer fast at 45-degree angle and then pour it slowly so you get all the bubbles and fizzing going so it doesn't upset your stomach later if you're going to be drinking heavy for the night.
The more you know.
Yeah, fucking TV. Caught that little gem on a TV show there. Alrighty, so the way we're doing this episode is, this little segment here, since we had one extra and we mysteriously are missing our other castaway, and Bradley doesn't like IPAs anyway, so he's going to...
I am above reproach, folks.
He's going to go ahead and drink the 805 while we review the Castaway Indian Pale Ale over here. Alrighty, so this is a Smirnoff. Still want to bring icing to the channel, by the way. A smooth yet spirited brew. It is as refreshing as wind in your face when you set sail for adventure. I can't read. Hawaiians crossing the channel between Oahu and Molokai? Molokai. Face a perilous journey. Our Castaway IPA is inspired by these brave island explorers. It's not been my week. It really, truly has not been my week. Alright, so we're boasting 6% alcohol, which I think is the highest rated that we've had for Kona so far.
They've all been 4.8 something.
So it's on the higher end of the low end spectrum. It's not like when we had at Rock Brewery there, which was at
like 10%, 10.5.
Want to go back there?
So good.
Yeah. Dude, get a pour. No, I guess you can say
no, so what I'm doing essentially is versus me having to go grab another glass or actually wash this one. 805, I'm going to drink this one out of the bottle. We haven't done an 805
review yet.
Or episode. We're doing some of the more different things. So I mean, 805. Not to say that 805 is ubiquitous and everyone's got one, but they're fairly common. They're really good. Everyone likes them, stuff like that. So we're gonna try what we like. Something I just noticed with the bottles, because you know me, I'm all about the labels and all that fun stuff.
Oh, the shiny. Yeah.
You see the islands.
If you ever have
indented,
a
that's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. If you
It says Liquid Aloha.
If you guys haven't seen the new, again, we are not sponsored by Kona, but if you've not seen the new Kona commercials, watch them. They are
The viral video one?
No, I like the reality TV one.
Yeah.
Those are viral video.
Well, they're worried about their video
Yeah.
becoming viral and how much it's
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So if you ever get a chance to watch a Kona video or commercial, definitely do it. It's just as laid back as it drinks.
Boy.
I like this. This is actually, I wouldn't say it reminds me of an Ocean Breeze. Like, what was that one that we had? I think it was not the San Diego. It was a San Francisco one. Tastes like beach bumps. That San Francisco one, I don't remember the name. Go ahead and comment below. But this doesn't taste as much as like beachy as that does. This does taste really amazing. It tastes like gold, I guess.
Like gold?
Like gold.
Tastes
Like you imagine. Just gold and
If you were just they let you loose in Fort Knox and you started licking things. That's what it would taste like.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you feel if you were alone in Fort Knox?
I wouldn't lick things.
But I really like it. It's a little bitter though. I'd honestly say I'd have to be on the 25 to 30.
Well, and that's something that's typically true with IPAs and stuff like that for the IPAs.
are really, really, really bitter.
Yeah.
But this isn't that bitter. This is 25.
So it's the
25 is
the
low.
lower end.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as you recall, for IBUs, it goes from 0 to 100, anything above 50 being particularly bitter. But yeah, between 25 and 30, it means you notice some bitterness, but it's not overwhelming, it's not awful.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And we've had some that are above that 50% mark.
And those were amazing. But
they were good.
I like how light it is. This is like, I would drink this over Bud Light, obviously, because it's amazing. But, I mean, if they had this at Bud Light prices, I'd be a much happier man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty typical for IPAs and stuff like that. They're usually a lighter beer, usually obviously a ton hoppier. Did we ever talk about why they're called IPAs?
No.
Do you know why they're called IPAs? The India Pale
It'll
Ales?
enlighten me. I'm assuming it's because it's from India.
So, it's because it was headed to India.
Ah.
So that was the thing. So way back when, I'm not going to give you a year because I'm going to be wrong, but let's say 1500s, 1600s, something like that. Whenever they would transport pale ales and they were sending them to India, they would go bad by the time that they were arriving. You know, it's a months-long journey on the ocean. Somebody had the bright idea of adding more hops and things of that nature to make it last longer. So that's where you come with the signature taste, and that's why they call it a Indian Pale Ale.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The more you know.
That's a good lesson.
Right.
What about you? What do you taste when you taste this beer?
Have you had any Kona beer before?
No, I haven't. I really haven't.
Super good.
It's not bitter at all, though. It's actually really kind of tangy almost. It's weird.
Something that I found out, and I've only been to it, and I've been to Duke's maybe 5 or 6 times when I was in Hawaii. But there's a Duke's restaurant here in California, so I need to visit there soon.
Duke's being...
So Duke's is a Hawaiian, I don't want to say themed restaurant because it's not. It's a Hawaiian restaurant. It's all based about this one guy who's what they call a kahuna of surfing. He was amazing. They have pictures of him all over the place and stuff like that. And the guy was crazy good. This is the 40s, 50s, 60s.
We talked about this. You guys remember, it's a segment on kahuna meaning just master.
Yeah, which is BA. Yeah, whatever you're doing.
I thought kahuna was like cheap and type of deal.
It's generally just being a badass.
There you go. But listen, you could be a kahuna at surfing. You could be a kahuna, you know, whatever. So
The Shifu for the masters.
Yeah.
there you go. So yeah, and I know it's, we have a million beaches here. You have Seal Beach, you have Laguna Point, you know, you have a million different places to go, and I know there's a Duke's nearby, and I want to go. They have good food and stuff like that, but that's where I was first introduced to Kona, and I'm pretty sure it was a big wave that I first got, and I've been hooked ever since.
Was surfing?
No, it was a big wave beer. It was the one that we had drank in the previous episode.
Okay. You swear you said Ben, as you could tell, I had zoned out. When he started talking about beaches, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Beach does sound good. Wait a minute.
I was thinking, I was just like, yeah, we should probably go to the bar on the beach. We got a bike, take the bikes out there.
That'd be pretty dope. Though, it depends on where you go and stuff like that.
You ever heard of Sharky's?
No. What's Sharky's?
Sharky's is a bar, I believe it's on Long Beach. They have a drink called the Shark Attack. You require 8 IDs and a 9th for the designated driver to order this.
What is it? What do they pour it into an aquarium?
No, it's like a massive drink with a bunch of straws in it.
Oh, fuck.
It's ridiculous.
I think we were in San Diego, me and my wife. We were out there, and no, it was
Fiance.
No, it was Long Beach. That we were in Long Beach, and they have. I think we were there, but no, we didn't get like that. We got this
Fishbowl.
yeah, like margarita thing, and they have like it's blue, right? And they have like plastic shark in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Apparently, it's very good and very strong because he barely remembers it.
I was sitting there, I was like, this really sounds oddly familiar. It's just like Sharky's. I was like, if it's the same place, I'm gonna describe what I drink, and if he says yes, then that's it. But yeah, that's it. Fucking definitely, we should definitely go to that place. Check it out. All right, so this beer here, I like the art. I'm a fan of Indian Pale Ales. I'm a fan of the bitterness. It has a dry taste. That's what I forgot to mention. Is to me, it's a really dry beer. You know, it doesn't really leave you like, you know, dry.
Satisfied.
I can't really give that good of a review on it. I'm still kind of new to IPAs myself.
But
So.
you can give your opinion.
Oh,
yeah. What we do here is we talk. Our opinion to simple dudes.
I'm usually
One simple dude
nicer
and a scholar.
on the scales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But I liked it. I like the dryness of it. I love IPAs, but 5.5
Okay.
for me. For me.
So there are better IPAs.
They're we'll get to those.
Cool.
I'll get to those. Maybe he'll get to those.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
what we're gonna do though, since our co-host here, Bradley, is not a real huge IPA fan, what we might do is split reviews where we'll drink IPAs and me and him will drink, the three of us will drink whatever the fuck else there is.
Yeah. I'm okay with this.
And we'll do that, but when there's an IPA that Bradley, wants to try, he'll jump in on the IPA reviews for that. Does that sound like works for everybody?
That's totally fine with me.
We're not sure if our co-host here will be joining us for further videos, but keep an eye out because we'll try to recruit him.
We haven't assassinated you or anything yet.
Yes.
But,
Now, as Ivan here so points it out, we actually have new decorations that are not up yet. So on that side, what do we have there, Ivan?
Beer will change the world. I don't know how, but it will.
It'll get there.
That's true.
And then over here we have a good old Harley Davidson. It's not really a beer thing, but it really looks cool.
You can't go wrong with a Harley.
You can grow Harleys.
That is a super gnarly Harley. That looks like a pre-World War II flathead. It's pretty bitchin'.
Yeah.
Spring seat. Burger.
Alrighty, so Ivan's going to go ahead and read the label off of this one because, well, as you can clearly see, I fucked that one up pretty bad. I messed that one up pretty bad. Trying to keep
All
it
right,
upside
This
down.
was one of my favorites.
This beer is a spirited, crisp, and refreshing brew. Longboard Island Lager. It is smooth ride all the way. Thirsts up. Oh, it's kind of catchy.
Oh, there's
Right?
sauce.
I like that.
There's two of them.
Oh,
So
I-
I'll catch that.
Go for it.
So Waikiki Beach in Honolulu is the birthplace of longboard surfing. Kona Brewing pays tribute to this iconic place with our own longboard island lager. So, again, I am a super sucker for all things, maybe it's just marketing background or what have you, but pretty labels, well thought out, displays, stuff like that. So whenever you manage to go the extra mile and just forming on the glass itself is pretty neat.
It's really nice, but what I'm surprised they didn't put on was the nautical star. Yeah, you got the ocean, you got the beach, you got the island, and the nautical star would have been a nice nod.
I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah, this is also one of my more liked beers from Kona. I was gonna say favorites, but we all know what beer's my favorite. But it's definitely one of my better liked beers from Kona, and just out of the breweries that we tasted, I wouldn't say it's my favorite out of the ones we tasted on this channel so far. That one would honestly have to go to which one did I give a 9.5 to?
I give it 9.5.
was that the Los Angeles, the
I think
LA
it was
lager?
LA Lager.
Yeah, with the
No, it was Coronado, the Mermaid.
oh,
That one got 9.5 from me. That one was legitly
That was,
amazing.
that was
I
he
tried that.
preferred it over Pabst. It was crazy.
It
Over
was
PBR, really.
really good. It was really good. It was an amazing beer.
Hell Rose
It was an
was
amazing beer.
So So yeah, this is a lager. Again, it's going to be obviously a much lighter beer. It's very, and you've heard me say this in a couple episodes now, effervescent.
That is way
Bubbles.
lighter.
Yeah. So this is more akin to your more traditional American beers. So your
And like a lager, it doesn't have as much bitterness.
no.
The BTU is not on
The
scale.
IBUs.
IBUs. It's
BTUs is a measurement of heat.
It's been IBUs to me. I actually don't know.
So it's the international, or it's the
bitterness
units or
International
something like that.
bitterness units.
yeah. So there's two ways that they measure beer. ALC, so alcohol content,
Mhm.
and IBUs. So it's just how much alcohol is in it. And for this lager, I want to say it's pretty weak. It's going to be in the 4s. I'm pretty sure.
4.5, 4.6. Other side, it's right here. Boom.
4.6
on
There
the
you go.
head.
There you go.
Whoa.
Which is again on average with American style beers. So your Miller, your Coors, your
light beers. American beers are light beers. Let's be honest.
yeah. Well, and so I love this joke, and I picked this up from Monty Python. Do you know how American beers are like having sex in a canoe? They're both fucking near water.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's pretty good.
It is. It's kind of true though.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah, sorry.
But the fucking lagers are good. Fucking, we'll get another cheers in there. I felt like that was like a classic Englishman joke right there. The fucking the
Yeah,
cooking
Good
glasses.
sir.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So-
You got it.
I like it. It's dry.
Really? I found the other one a lot more dry than this one.
Well, I didn't have the previous one, so
yeah.
but this one is still also dry. Not. I don't want to say sour, but a little tart, a little.
It is tart. The other
Puckerish.
one was tangy, like I want to say like orange juice or
Yeah.
like It's that fucking. It's like it's supposed to be orange juice, but it's not orange
It's
juice.
got a little kick behind it.
Sunny D. Sunny D.
What is it that mixed vodka with?
But the other one tastes like the tanginess of Sunny D. This one is, for me, doesn't have nearly the flavor. I honestly wish we would have tried this one before we moved on.
Because it's not as it's a pretty warm day where we're filming. Welcome to California in June.
Yeah.
So the beer is sitting in front of these bright lights and sitting out for 15 minutes only. It's not warm, but it's not as crisp cold as I think it would taste better if it were colder.
Not even that. It's just it doesn't have as much flavor.
And no, it doesn't. So that's kind of the thing too, is that with
Yeah.
lagers and lighter beers and stuff like that, there's more water to the process.
And
With stouts and things like that,
Still
things that
has a
are real
strong
heavy
aroma,
and
though.
strong. Well, that's true. Yeah.
so what I've noticed so far, at least in the or never on this channel, is the lighter beers normally have more aroma. Flavor's not as strong.
So more bars, less bite.
But yeah, and the darker beers, as to where they normally just smell like fucking oatmeal.
Yeah.
They taste amazing. They
Completely different.
yeah.
And you'll find 3 beers that are the same exact caramel color or whatever, and one will taste like coffee, the other one will taste like cinnamon,
You
the third one tastes
process.
like chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's that's why my preference is for darker beers. They get crazy with it, so it's pretty dope.
But this one is dry, but as I did say, it's definitely not as dry as the Castaway. Bitterness on this, I would actually have to say, in 20s.
Yeah, probably.
20s, 15 maybe. Like it's low. It is low. Like terribly low. And we all
It doesn't bother me. I mean, that's kind of why I mentioned it too. I always come back to, maybe it's just the summertime, but it's on my mind. But whenever it comes to beers and stuff like that, would I drink this on a hot summer day outside? Yes. If it were cold, like very cold, it'd be good. I like it. But something that we don't know a lot about, what are your preferences?
My preferences.
Light beers, dark beers,
I
IPAs?
Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and get forearm tattoos on your preferences first.
My preferences are absolutely my number one favorite. It's actually a beer I had in Mexico that recently just came here to California in the United States. It's called Estrella. Yeah, it's if you have ever tried Sol,
What is it? Estrella mean street?
it means star.
Or star, excuse
Yeah,
me.
it means star. And if you've ever had Sol, it always tastes a little bit like it, but it was never the same like that Mexico quality.
Yeah.
And when I went to Mexico, I was maybe 16. I had 30
Whereas
of
Sol
40.
means sun and
Yeah.
Estrella means star.
So it was interesting, yeah. But I've
I
always
see what
found
they
that
did there.
my favorite. Second, about 805. That's definitely up there.
805s are good, man.
It's good taste.
They're big in motorcycle culture.
Oh yeah.
That's something I've really noticed. For the Dyna Bros, it's all about that 805.
All class over here.
Yeah.
Nothing
He
but.
puts the ass in class.
Not a fan.
I like it. It's not my favorite. It's not the best. It's good though. I like it. I would order it.
On a 6.
I'd order a big wave.
I would
for-
start drinking with this beer and then move on.
Something heavier.
Yeah. Or I would drink this at the end of the night because
It's
there's
lighter.
no flavor. You can't drink a flavored like a full body beer. Or longboard's not obviously not full body, but definitely has a little bit of bite to it. It has some flavor. It's not one of the more flavorful beers we tasted, like when we did the West Coast episode.
Yeah.
That one had a lot of flavors, and that was a lot of like contradicting flavors. It was
They were
just,
very different.
yes, but I mean, Longhorn wasn't that strong. This, it's to me equivalent to drinking a Bud Light.
And that's kind of the idea, though. So with American style lagers, they're kind of not necessarily homogenous, but they're gonna follow a formula. They're gonna be kind of the
They
same.
do, but all right. So that brings in my favorite beer, PBR. You could taste the fruity notes in it.
Oh, it's very fruity.
I like that shit before it became the fucking hipster fad of bullshit town. Fucking assholes ruining my beer. So,
Hipsters ruin everything.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they should ruin Natty Light. Give them a go for their money.
Or what is it, Rolling Rock?
No, nobody needs Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock, you will never be on this channel unless you want to give us a lot of money. In which case, we'll put you on this channel.
It wouldn't even have to be a lot of money, to be honest. We're pretty cheap whores.
I mean, like, at least 500. You get a
That works.
cameraman.
They call
And,
it
and, and a cameraman.
I feel like seriously.
Stop selling us out cheap. 2
We're cheap.
Klondike bars.
We're cheap dates. 3. Seriously. Fuck me, right? After that? Cool, man.
2 for me. Yeah.
Honestly, say not about this beer.
I guess the parents. Fuck you.
But, so I'm giving this one.
That's gonna be less than 5, huh?
No.
No.
It's a lager. Different style than the IPA. The reason why the 5.5 for the IPA is for IPA, it wasn't in my IPA range. When I drink, IPA, I like them more flavor, a lot more bitter. That was on level with this. That's a high lager rating, or a low lager rating if I was rating on a lager. This is actually pretty good for a lager. It's not a Bud Light, not a Coors, not any of the Budweisers or any of those. So I'm definitely giving this one for its flavor, dryness, slight
A little bit of
bitterness.
tart. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and give her 6.5.
Yeah, like an honest 6. Like it's not amazing, but it held its own.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
And I was gonna say that it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be it's gonna be a 6 for me. I've had better lagers. I've had far worse. Anybody who's ever played beer pong has had worse. But
It's not Natural Light. It's not Rolling Rock.
no,
Definitely not a fucking Heineken. Ugh.
no. But yeah, so it's good. I would drink it and order it if I were in the mood. Typically, that's not something I usually go for the spicier beers or the something with more malts or something darker. But I like it. Good job, Conan.
And we don't know what type of hops they're using. We did not research this company at all the slightest.
We just know that we really like them. And,
We do, and
We didn't feel the need to research you. We know you make good things.
we're gonna try to actually get out. We talked about it before too there. If not, when he has his business trip, then we'll a separate thing.
Yeah.
I thought that's true. You go to Hawaii once a year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, very nice.
go team.
So,
So I'm also going to Pixar and Lucas this year. No time for breweries there though.
yeah.
Big shoes.
But we actually need to get out. So
Yes.
I'm thinking. Well, we already have the July 4th episode coming
I was
up.
gonna say there's something I'm much more excited for.
Yeah.
And it's that.
And for that one's gonna be. We're gonna have
Barbecue,
a lot. We're gonna have a lot,
beers,
lot more
and-
guests on that one.
Very much so. And I think we're gonna do. It's pretty much gonna be a perm. It might be a lot longer, but also too, it might be outside as well.
It'll be about maybe, depending on how much film we are doing. So it's a lot harder to do this when we do events, as you've seen, because I'm cameraman most of the time. But I like being in front of the camera as well because keep this
Gorgeous face. Gorgeous.
Behind.
Can't resist this.
behind the camera. Yeah, I'm in front of it. But so I'm trying to find me a cameraman that's willing to work for free. If you're a cameraman willing to work for free, come on this way.
There you go.
But We'll see what happens.
Not for free.
We might end
We
up.
pay you in beer.
We might end up switching between the three of us as cameramen throughout the event, just so we can get a lot more filming in. Because we've been going out, it's just hard to get filming in when we have like to walk like this. Because it's not an actual camcorder, as we've said before. It's a camera that also records. So
Pretty good quality though. So
that's what I got it.
There you go.
Repeat good enough, right?
yeah, buddy. So, now, beyond those 4 beers that were in that pack that we got from Kona, do they make any others?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do. All right, so Kona,
We'll eventually try those in random episodes. We may not do like a specific. This was the Kona specific one.
Yes, and this is mostly we're just trying to cover. I was just trying to cover the main brands that they have out. So these are beers that you can find just on your convenience store shelf, if you know, or like Walmart. You know, not
You don't have to go to a specialty.
Yeah,
like
you go to a
Bevmo or
grocery
something
store.
like
You go to a grocery store, you could find these on the shelves.
I've purchased them many times at Vons and stuff like that.
So that's what we did. But Kona does have other beers, and if you go to brew houses, or if you go to like
Pubs and stuff
liquor
like
stores,
that.
so,
Yeah.
like a Bevmo, not really a liquor store. I guess. But you go to
I mean,
like a Bevmo or
technically,
something
yes.
like a liquor store or beer store, then you'll find there are other types of brands. I don't know if our Bevmo carries them, but we'll see. We'll see if they do.
that.
And we'll also try them. But if we go to a brew house and we see a Kona there, then we'll just throw that in the mix just for shits and gigs, because who doesn't love Kona?
Perfectly fine with that. And you know what's kind of nice about that is that all 3 of us can say that. There are some breweries, not necessarily, but at least the 2 that he sampled so far. You try the
They
others,
were
right?
actually
Oh, okay,
good.
so-
Yeah, before.
But there are some breweries that are not fantastic. That we couldn't say that everything they offer is to one degree or another good. So Kona, good job.
Well, we haven't tried all the beers. But so
No,
far,
but yeah, I mean,
So far.
batting 1,000,
I'll stand behind you to this point.
and just really funny commercials.
So you said that you hadn't really tried IPAs. As far as IPAs goes, thoughts?
I honestly really liked it. I liked the tanginess. I really liked the dryness of the first beer. It kind of really caught my attention with the taste. It wasn't as simple as the first, but it really just, how do you explain? Just the tanginess just really got to you.
So you real big fan of the flavor is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
out
I
of
love
it.
the flavor, I really did.
Real big fan of the flavor, and he likes that. So I would think that you'd be more of an LA lager, the lager.
I'd be
Remember,
really
remember that one?
Yeah, and so I put it out. They have that just in a 6-pack centric container over at our Bevmo. I was almost tempted to just pick that up. It's good. You should try it. But that's kind of the thing too, though, is that it's probably that defining thing that you really liked that separates people who like APAs and people. It's usually a love or hate. It's very few that you'll find in between. So it's I think it's a love-hate relationship. So I'm not a fan myself, but you guys really like it.
Absolutely.
Big fan. All right, everybody. So that's our episode today. It went well, I think.
It's super good.
The IPA, since we didn't have enough of them, we're not going to review the 805 yet. We will do an episode. I don't know if it's that next week or when we will do one, but it'll definitely be coming up. We're not going to say what we're going to do next week because honestly, we'll do an episode. We just don't know what we'll be drinking at that point in time.
At the very least, though, we will at least have a 0.5 episode. Excuse me, episode. 0.5 episode ready for you. We did go to the Long Beach Cycle Swap, and we just did some fooling around over there. We did take some beers with us, and that was a lot of fun. We actually got to do the most fun thing you can do with beer, and that's share it. So
It was actually legit.
yeah,
We're
good folks out there. Yeah.
still working on that design, so it's not out yet.
Ah,
I
for
do
t-shirts.
apologize, but I am working on it. I got my artist hard at work doodling shit, but once it becomes to our satisfaction, we will get that out to you guys, alright? Alrighty, so 5.5, 6, that's my ratings for Kona. Ivan?
I give it an honest 6 across the board. Honestly, they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
Alright.
For the longboard, for me also I'm gonna say it's a 6.5 for longer.
He upped his.
Yeah.
He upped his, but
I had a minute to think. So, yeah.
I'm sticking by my ratings on
Yeah, for
mine. But Kona, mad love for you.
Mm-hmm.
Garcia, Bradley, and Ivan, signing off.
There you go. Have a good night, folks.
Good night.